Carly, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, John Thomas. Here's a look at our current radar. We've gotten a decent amount of rain across much of the watershed, which is just fabulous. So Refugio County, this is Highway 35. This is Tivoli. Right here is Oswell. Not in the tornado warning, but Tivoli is. The higher the water is coming up on the beach, the stronger that rip current is going to be, taking it back out to sea.
Forecast are we dealing with today, Carly?
It is a spicy one out there, John Thomas. Hopefully you can handle the heat. And we have some for the sunshine. This one has little sunglasses on.
Cute.
Is this how the heat makes you feel? You just want to pass out on the ground. Everybody is wondering, when are we going to be able to dress for the 50s?
Yes, absolutely.
Traffic is flowing smoothly. There it is. Look at that. So we do have a lot of lightning with these storms. Our environment is juicy. We're warm, we're humid, we have a lot of cape.
And speaking of fun, I love this segment. Color the weather with Carly. I'm excited to see the drawing today.
Yes, Color the weather always brings me so much joy, so hopefully it'll bring you some joy too. This forecast, this Color the Weather segment has really come full circle. This actually is me. It's very close. It is really humbling to be underwater with the sharks. Okay, what do y'all think about this weather though?
It's freezing!
The Coast Guard is always working to be prepared for any scenario, but especially leading up to hurricane season. The wind would track more so toward Matagorda Bay. The latest on Hurricane Beryl, it's now 340, and the eye wall, the center of the eye wall, now starting to approach Matagorda. Hydroplaning can happen pretty easily on those roads through Chapman Ranch, so use caution. 286 also now starting to see some of that rain. If you're traveling toward the island, JFK Causeway, extremely soggy, and then further to the north, Rockport really getting the soaking as well. So flooding a little bit more of a concern this morning.
I love shrimp.
Oh, me too.
I'm not kidding, there's a lot of people out there.
Shrimp is amazing, gumbo is amazing. Yes. Any food with shrimp is amazing.
I agree.
Bring it on.
Bring it.
If you are headed out for the weekend, whether that's in Aransas Pass, Corpus Christi, or really anywhere in the coastal bend, it is still going to be hot. No surprise there, but it's not as humid on Sunday. We do have a weak front that is going to move through, so it will feel a little better behind the front on Sunday, but don't get too excited about cold front because it's really not going to be colder. It's just going to feel a tiny bit cooler. So what's happening right now is we are kind of in the moisture stream ahead of this front. You'll see the cloud coverage really between Corpus Christi and Houston, but that's going to shift more so toward Houston, the Louisiana border, as we head into Saturday. So we have a tiny chance of rain today. Rain chances shift closer to Houston on Saturday. Severe thunderstorms across Arkansas and areas into the Midwest on Saturday. And then here's the front. It moves through by Sunday morning. We have drier air coming in behind with a northeast wind. Now it still has an easterly component, so our air in South Texas doesn't get extra dry like it does across North Texas and the Panhandle, but it is going to be drier, and you'll notice the difference when you're outside at a festival like Shrimpery, especially if you go both Saturday and Sunday. That high pressure shifts back over Louisiana. We get humid again heading into Monday. There's another front that tries to swing through. That's going to have minimal impacts on the coastal bend, it looks like, as well. And so over the weekend, as I mentioned, it's the feels like temperature. You're really going to notice the difference. 96 on Saturday, 91 on Sunday. So that feels like temperature. The heat index will drop about 5 degrees. We'll stay mostly sunny. The wind does shift. It's a little breezy, so for anyone setting up tents, it'll be out of the southeast 10 to 20 and the northeast 10 to 20 there on Sunday, but nothing too out of control. We'll see fronts moving through the United States, but high pressure is one of the big reasons why it just doesn't make it this far south. Our low pressure systems are still staying pretty far to the north, so that creates a lot more of the rainfall and the temperature difference across areas like the Midwest and the northern plains, and not so much Texas. This area of high pressure is what's really going to limit our rainfall, especially into Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and into next week, because it's going to kind of set itself up over South Texas. Areas across North Texas could get into some rain as they're on the northern side of that high, but for the most part, you see areas of West Texas, South Texas, pretty much rain-free because of that high pressure. Meanwhile, as I mentioned, the Midwest, kind of the target of that heavier rainfall because they're going to be under the low. What high pressure does is it creates sinking air, which leads to beautiful blue skies, which which is great for heading to the beach or shrimpery for, but it is not great for rainfall, and we need the rain. And so there is a sign that we could see the weather pattern shifting closer to Halloween, but it's not great at this point in time. On this Friday, we'll see sunshine, highs around 90 into the afternoon, but as I mentioned, there is a chance for a spotty shower mostly near the coast and areas from like Corpus Christi to Refugio and the northeast of there. In your 7-day forecast, here or there a tiny chance of rain, such as today, and then again on Sunday with the front passing through, but it's a very low opportunity of rain. Nothing that I'm totally sold on or excited about. It is remaining rather warm for this time of year. Learning how to surf right here on the Texas Gulf Coast has been one of my favorite things about moving to Corpus Christi. But there's a handful of women that have really paved the way for the future generation.
There's a really rich history of like women surfing in Texas that's like pioneered by like these cool ladies that in the lineup.
Tippy Kelly, Kathy Rogers, and Roxanne Schlabach are a few that started in the 60s and 70s.
It was a brand new sport to us here in Texas. It was a male-dominated sport, and it still is. And it was hard to break into, but once you got into it, it was, and still, a very close-knit family.
It got a hold of me, and just the feeling of going fast on a wave and doing maneuvers and getting barreled, that feeling, you want to experience it all the time.
I grew up really learning from these women, especially Tippy.
Who's a 3-time national champion, by the way.
My whole life has been surfing, and then I got a surf shop, and I've done that for 30 years.
This is 8-0, and I think you need this to start on.
I was like a shop rat, so I was always in there like soaking up everything I could from these ladies. And they rule, and like if you're in the way, they'll tell you you're in the way. If you catch a good wave, they'll tell you caught a good wave. So it's like, but more.
We're not mean.
No.
I cheer. When I see women in the water, I cheer them on.
Totally, you have to.
Yes, because it's a male-dominating sport. It always has been. It probably always will be.
You know, you're going to get whacked in the head. You may get a few stitches. I know I have. I broke my nose.
It's a tough sport, but these women, they're paddling out and showing off their skills.
Even as a woman, you were out there, you feel all this male energy around you, and it was kind of hard to let your female energy express. But those girls, they come out, they're just themselves.
Looking up to like these ladies who were like able to kind of like break barriers and like make it easier for like us to surf and paddle out and get to express ourselves in the water. I think just like collectively as a whole, it's like, how much more rad could it be?
And I've been so lucky to be able to surf with these awesome ladies. It's always a fun time out here. It's so inclusive, and yeah, Corpus is just the best.
I started surfing a little over a year ago. So yeah.
Okay, like only gets more fun.
Yeah. You get more addicted.
You get more addicted, and it gets more fun.
And the thing about surfing,
It gets more fun.
It does. The more you do it.
Talk about a great community to come and do that. I mean, this is something we were talking about in the last hour, but super impressive story. You, Jeremy Landers, putting that together. Great stuff there.
I think something too, oh my goodness.
Here we go, you again.
That's me, oh my gosh. But it's a lot of fun. Look at that smile. And so surfing, it brings you a lot of joy. And I think too, just learning about the history of the surf and where the people before you came from and what they've overcome and what they can do on a surfboard and how it's evolved over the years. It's really humbling to learn.
And you've been doing it for a year,
It's
right?
a humbling sport, but it's really great to interact with the people that did it before you, so you respect it. I think that's the big thing about surf culture. It's a lot of respect for the ocean and the people out there surfing with you.
I was to say, now you're ready to tackle Hawaii or the California shores, right?
That's the goal, yeah.